So, you are likely aware of the visual novel and anime series Higurashi no naku頃に by 07th Expansion, specifically Ryukishi. It is a popular series that was originally released as a visual novel and was later adapted into a very popular anime in 2006. Originally though, the game was not so well known. The first commercial release of the game was at Kamaitachi 62 in August 2002. This right here is that version of the game. It is very rare and few copies of the game exist. Originally, only about 100 copies or so were pressed of the game, and it was sold at a very cheap price to the goers of Kamaitachi 62, likely by Ryukishi himself and members of the circle at that time. This version of the game has noticeable differences that are not present in later releases, such as the Steam version or the bundled version with all the 4 question arcs. That is what we will be discussing in this video today, is the original Kamaitachi 62 version, released in August 2002. The first notable difference is the readme that pops up on the screen when you first start the game, flashing the logo. Upon pressing the play button, if you have a watchful eye, you will notice that the Frederica Bernkinsell poem does not appear like it does in later versions of the game. After the normal introduction sequence, we then meet readme for the first time. New BGM that was removed in the main game version is present here. Just listen to it, it's quite beautiful. There's also a different CG background here than from what is used in later releases. This BGM has an interesting history to it. All of the original Higurashi BGM comes from a sound disc that many creators in this era used as a sort of royalty-free music. The box was called Music Box Volume 1, or the Japanese name which will be on screen. However, the company that makes this item is no longer selling it. But on the company's website, they used to have an Adobe Flash preview function that would give you snippets of each song. Using magic, I was able to access this page after Adobe Flash's death, but unfortunately none of the audio previews work. On YouTube, there's a person named Avaliance who has uploaded all the known songs from this compilation. This readme song unfortunately isn't there. However, in the game files of this version of the game, the loop can be found. However, the title isn't very helpful. Based on the info I was able to gather, I believe the song is likely titled Beautiful Harp, based on the Adobe Flash preview functions names for each section. It is likely also in other games from this era. The complete version of this music set is unfortunately lost at this time. I tried to find it myself, but unfortunately have not been able to. I strongly believe the full version is out there, however, and will pop up on the internet soon, as it is a pretty important piece of adventure game visual novel history. Anyways, the next notable change is within the festival sequence. While this is the first release version of the game, some things were still being worked on, one of those being Takano's sprite. Since her sprite was not finished yet, she does not appear in this section of the game alongside Tomitake. This pivots to the next difference, which falls under the EDA clinic. In this version of the game, the clinic is referred to as the Otaka Clinic, so it is assumed this was the EDA's original name and was later changed. After completing the game, we are given access to a special minigame that, while not unique to this version, is where the minigame originated from. So, those are really the main primary changes with the game I could find. Other than that, it is essentially the same game everyone is familiar with. Even with this game's extreme rarity, there's an even rarer version of this game that may not even exist anymore. This particular version, if it still exists, would only be in the hands of Ryukishi and his original circle. This beta version of Higurashi has all of its musical assets ripped from other games like Shizuku and Two Harp. It also might have more dramatic changes, however, it is highly unlikely this version will ever see the light of day. There is one more thing from this Copycat 62 version. In the game files, there is a dedicated readme that I don't believe is in later releases. I'll read it out translated here. Thank you very much for picking up Higurashi no naku koroni. I love to fantasize about stories, but I've never had the courage to publish them, so I've kept a lot of them in storage. I am very happy to have been able to give it shape this time with the help of so many people. I hope you enjoy this work, even though it can't compare to the sparkling words of the major circles. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you will read it with a generous heart, because it is a poor work with insufficient language skills. I think Reina and Mion are the best. This scenario is a part of Higurashi no naku koroni, which will be released in the future. In other words, it is an advanced trial version and test play version. I would be very happy if I could receive feedback from as many people as possible. Well, that about does it for this video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you want more videos like this. Yeah, peace out. See you next video.